Listen to the Vibes, hosted by Coyote Night. Listen in for some positivity and good times. The views and opinions of our guests may not necessarily reflect those of the host or the Vibes broadcast network. Listener discretion is advised.
Another episode of Listen to the Vibes. Yes, this is a show all about getting to know people and things that they've accomplished in their life. If they've overcome anything, we just want to take this time to have a good time. And, you know, in this world right now, we've got all this crazy virus and stuff going on, and we just need some positivity. And I figured talking to Will Scoville, who's just an awesome human being, he is a character, and I just thought he could bring a little joy to our lives. So how are you doing, Mr. Will?
I hate everything and everyone. I'm doing great. I'm preparing here. I'm in a bunker in South Austin. I've got my masks. I've got gloves. I don't want to spread any viruses here, and I don't want to contract anything in case you're able to, give something to me over the airwaves, over the computer, the interwebs. And, we're trying to keep safe, for the upcoming zombie apocalypse, because I see it coming on us now.
Well, McAfee doesn't seem to be doing the trick, so you have to do something to be precautious.
Do I need eye protection as well?
With my radiant beauty, you might.
I need sunglasses on to protect me from all the good vibes.
So you just moved back to Austin. So tell everybody where you've been.
Parts unknown, hiding out in the wilderness called upstate New York. And actually, it was pretty fun. I was up there with my family and friends, hanging out and doing some different things. And I had a blast. I got to play a lot of golf, do a lot of good things, because after 50, you can still do a lot.
Sweet. You know what? I hit 50 this year, so maybe I need to go upstate New York. Yeah,
you'd be rejuvenated. You'd feel really great, especially when you get out there in the country. Well, you're kind of in the country where you live at, too. It's not so bad.
So a little bit inside, a little bit outside, yeah.
Yeah. So the country did me well. I got up there, played some golf, and my dad actually kind of lives in like the country, like the boonies, out in the woods almost. And I had a blast. Got a chance to do some hiking in the parks near me and hitting some trails and different things. Got a lot of lakes up there. It's just great, man. I miss that stuff. I don't like the concrete jungle so much.
Yeah, I hear you. And it seems like they're taking more and more of it away from us every day. All these new malls and warehouses and office buildings. Come on, man, leave us some trees and some grass and, keep the deer flowing around here.
Exactly. I love that stuff. I love the outdoors. The funny thing is, I have a plan. I don't know how great it is. I think it's pretty good myself. But within about a year or so, I want to get a little piece of property, like way out, because you can't get it near Austin because you wouldn't want it anyway, but it's so expensive. You can't do it. So I'm going to get like way out in the country. I'm going to build a small house, not like a tiny house where like I'm 100 square feet, but something a little bit bigger. But I want to do it pretty much myself. So I'm working on my skills. I'm watching YouTube, the YouTube training thing. And I'm trying to, figure it out. But that's what I'd like to do in about a year or so, is get my own piece of property, build my own kind of tiny house, grow food, have a good time.
Oh, now see, that is a plan. And make sure you got a little plot left over to the side so I can, move my trailer in and all that good stuff.
There you go. It's going to be cool, man. I look forward to it.
But the only problem with moving to New York is I have to leave Whataburger behind, and that's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to do it right here in Texas. I can get out towards like Lockhart or Luling.
Oh, yeah.
I think that might be the ticket.
I'll tell you what, though, even in the cities, there's so many beautiful things to see in and around Austin.
Yeah, you got little pockets of niceness.
Now, for anybody that's watching this that has not seen my old show, Into the Pit, I had Will on because he is a paranormal investigator extraordinaire. And I just figured we need to get to know him and welcome him back to Austin. It's like, dude, It's been too long. You need to be around here.
I'm telling you. And it's funny, as soon as I got back, people just start hitting me up. They're like, hey, when are you going to film again? Or, when are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? And so I'm ready. I'm getting some things together, preparing. I'd like to do some filming towards the fall, maybe go out and do an investigation. You got so many locations. That's not a big thing around here, but getting the people together is pretty easy. Everybody's hitting me up. And I think that's a plan. Right now, I've been working really hard on my YouTube channel, the Paranormal Mayhem Zone. You go to YouTube, check it out, subscribe, comment, like. YouTube loves all those algorithms, when you're interacting with a site. So Paranormal Mayhem Zone. And what I'm doing is I'm taking some of my older footage and putting it up, letting people check it out. And I even put up something recently that was kind of interesting. You got to come up with new things. That way people are interested, right? Mm-hmm. So I put up some of my old footage, and I challenge folks that are out there in the paranormal community or just that have an interest or whatever to watch the video and then comment where you see, like, during a spirit box session where you hear something, where you find some evidence or whatever. Just comment, down below, like, 135, I heard a voice say, fuck off, whatever. The reason why I say that, because sometimes it does. So, so that's kind of a neat way to kind of interact and stuff and see, what you can come up with, as a viewer or as an enthusiast. I think it's kind of fun.
Well, as I tell everyone, I love the skeptics out there because it makes us have to be a little more sharper when we're out there doing investigating.
Yeah.
And so you're a dad, you're an independent pro wrestler, actor, director,
Yeah.
Man, you've got so many hats. Tell us, I want to hear all about all of them. So you take your time.
Well, what's kind of funny is I got started kind of late in life, doing a lot of these different fun things. And we'll talk about the fun things in just a second. But I was in the military, and my last duty station was here in Austin, Texas. And of course, I didn't want to leave because there's so many great opportunities here. The people were great, and so on and so forth. And back in 2006, I got out of the military. I was working at a place, and a buddy of mine, big dude, like big dude, he was like, "Hey man, do you like professional wrestling?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Everybody likes professional wrestling. I grew up on that stuff." And we got to talking about it, and come to find out, he was an independent professional wrestler. And then next thing you know, he's talking me into going down there and training. And at the young age of 39 years old, I mean, that's what everybody does when they're 39, is go to professional wrestling school. But I did, and after wrestling for a short couple months, I got the opportunity to do some fighting and stunt work in an independent feature with Willie Nelson.
Oh, wow.
Called Fighting with Anger. So I got a chance to fight Willie.
Uh-oh.
He's a black belt, man. Don't judge me. He's a black belt. But it was cool, man. I enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun. And the director of the film, Sam he owns a martial arts studio, and that's where Willie got his black belt from. And I started training there and started doing more fighting and stunt work and film and whatnot. And eventually I was like, man, I think I can make my own films. I mean, because a guy once told me, I think it was Brett Mauser, he's a filmmaker down in San Antonio. He was like, if you want to star in a film, make it yourself. Like,
yeah.
All right. You don't have to tell me twice. I want to star and stuff. Because I ended up starring in some of his independent features down there in San Antonio. Serial Rabbit 3, Serial Rabbit 5, and some other thing. The Green Conspiracy.
And if you're ever doing a movie and you need the nerdy guy in the background, just give me a holler. I'll be there.
How about a nerd paranormal investigator? Actually, when we film this fall, I'll keep you in mind for sure. And we'll get you out there and get you some screen time.
I can at least be the guy in the background that's acting like he's doing something,
Oh, you actually be investigating, man. I'm gonna throw you in there and let something attack you, throw a brick at you or something, you know.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I'll be your Aaron Goodwin.
There you go.
Everything
I
happens
like
to
it.
me.
Yeah, that stuff's a lot of fun. And we're out doing investigations for almost like 3 years, and got to meet a lot of great people. Got to go to a lot of conferences. Got to speak at some, and we just had a blast. And of course, all the evidence that we got was amazing. You know, from things calling us dirty names to hearing, you know, voices, things moving, something beating on a wall, all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's been a lot of fun.
I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. I'm checking to see if this Facebook Live thing is working or not. And
Yeah, how's it working? Is you getting it up?
you know what? I'm checking it now, and I don't think I'm having very much luck with it. So, hey, we'll just keep it going, man. Just keep it going.
Right.
They'll catch
Yeah.
it later.
Facebook. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff I started working on. The independent film, the fighting and stunt work. Did some pro wrestling and whatnot. And now I've actually got into writing a couple books. One of my best ones, I believe, the most recent, is "Are You Serious? The Beginner's Guide to the Epic Beginner's Guide to Becoming an Actor." I had to think for a second. It's too damn long. It's a mouthful. But basically, it's a 5-step process on becoming an actor, to get in the business, to actually give it a shot. Most folks, the conventional route is take an acting class or two, get an agent, and try to get an audition here or there. And it's really hard. It's like winning the lottery without buying a ticket. You know, it's a difficult thing, you know. But if you actually want to do it, have some fun at it, maybe have some success at it, there's other ways to go about it, kind of outside the box, you know, with a little outside the box thinking, you know, use your head besides other than a hat rack, you know, my grandfather used to say. Yeah, there's so many ways to do it, man. The thing is, initially, you have to get some skills. You know, how do you acquire those skills? There's a million different ways these days. You have online training. You can go attend acting class. I went to Marco Perella here in Austin. He's a great acting coach, and so that was really cool. Some people might take drama in school, you know, whatever it is, but you have to get some kind of skill, you know, to go try to do anything without any skills. I mean, you're kind of doing it with one hand tied behind your back. It's kind of a dumb way to do stuff.
Yeah, well, some of us are hard-headed. We just jump right in it and just don't give a flip. I did try the real, what do you call it, the realistic type television.
Mhm.
And, you know, even then, it's very competitive. And if you're not spot on, man, they don't want you. They don't want to see. They want you to, you know, to be that goofball. Problem is the director we had, he wanted everything to be serious the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
dude, if you know me, I am very rarely serious. This is as serious I get right here.
Right. I hear you. I'm kind of the same way. I like to have some fun and everything, and bust some chops when people least expect it. It's kind of the way I do things. But yeah, it is tough. Reality television. There's not a whole lot of reality to it in a way. It's a lot of scripted, or at least there's an outline of what you need to do and whatnot. We had some producers years ago hit us up for paranormal television shows. I mean, I could do whatever, you know, they want pretty much, but I'm not really into the travel so much, man. I'm an eccentric dude. I'm a strange cat. It's funny. People don't think I look like a strange cat, or maybe see me out in public and know, but I am a strange cat. I'm not a flyer. I don't fly. I don't like hills. I don't like heights. I don't like nothing like that. I'm in a damn bunker, man.
and hopefully you got plenty of snacks and everything else for this apocalypse.
Uh-oh. I kind of ran out. I think I have some granola bars in there. Gluten-free granola bars in the house.
Man.
Yeah, I do. I've got some stuff.
You come back to Austin, and then all of a sudden everything's getting shut down because of all this going on, and so we kind of have to occupy ourselves, I guess. Don't go out. We got a new baby in the house.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, you don't want nobody catching anything there.
And my daughter had just started a new job, and she's working at Murphy's.
Yeah.
And it's not the one behind the booth; it's the actual big gas station.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not even there a week or two, and she's already having to stay home because she didn't want to take a chance of bringing this stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody still gets on social media and complaining about this, and so politician said this, and this politician's not doing this, yada, yada, yada. And they're talking about how bad the politicians are. But yet they're down at Walmart's fighting over freaking Charmin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these guys would not make it down on the Gulf Coast, because I've lived through like 4 or 5 hurricanes and, seen the worst case scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
We all helped each other before and after. We need more of that, but we also need some people just to come out here and just have a good time and not talk about all the political garbage.
Yeah. From what I see, and I've noticed this for quite a long time, mainstream media sucks.
You have not ever lied
They're
in your
horrible.
life.
Not only do they hype things up, they create panic. They're ass clowns. They ask the stupidest questions I've ever heard. No matter who they're dealing with, what a president, a member of the government, anything. They ask really stupid shit all the time. So what I've done is I kind of just kind of tuned out to that stuff. A long time ago, I just turned it off. I can't do it because I get too irritated when I watch them,
Oh, yeah.
I want to give them an arm bar, you snap their arm or something.
All you say is, thank God for Netflix, so I don't have to watch all that other crap all day.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually, I mean, with me, like I said, I'm a strange cat anyway. I don't mind staying. I'm usually around the house no matter what anyway. I go out to, do some work or go for a hike or, that kind of stuff. Other than that, I like to be home. A lot of people, they'll run around like a chicken with their head cut off. Oh, I got to go here, party. I got to go here. They're always gone doing stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Get home, get to know their family a little bit. It's not a bad thing. See if they should have been growing stuff in their backyard, they'd have some food. There's food out there and stuff. Even at these jobs and stuff, companies are taking care of their people. They're giving them extra sick time. They're giving them money, all kinds of, letting them work from home. It's a great time.
Well, with some of these restaurants that are closed right now, they are letting, the drive-throughs, people come to get food that way. But then there's the other ones that they can't open their doors because if you have, I think it's over 10 people now, they charge you $1,000 fine.
Yeah, they're afraid. I think what it is, they're afraid that they'll have an orgy if they get 10 or more people. So they're kind of afraid of that.
People might actually get to know each other and have a good time.
Yeah, I've been doing good. My family's been doing fine. So, we've got all the food we need and no problems. I think everything's going pretty good. There's a lot to look forward to. Regardless of what happens, I think everything's going to be good in the end. I got projects to think about. I got things to work on, man. It's a great time.
Well, I'll tell you what, it definitely gives you a chance to get those, the artistic flow going. You know? I mean, instead of just sitting here with my eyes glued to the television 24/7, it's given me an opportunity to actually talk to more people and get more people on the show. And, but I just hope that after this is over, maybe people can finally put differences aside and maybe have a good time for once, enjoy each other's company instead of, I like this politician, I like this politician, blah, 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 blah. I got caught up in that rhetoric myself for a while. I'm like, this is a waste of my freaking day. Why?
It is. Yeah, we're men. We got projects to work on, things to think about,
dudes.
Creative endeavors. It's a great time. I've actually got a secret YouTube channel that I'm working on right now.
Uh-oh.
And I'm basically brainstorming content. I haven't created any for the page as of yet, but the channel is going to be pretty cool. I did a lot of things in my 40s, you know, with the wrestling, the acting, the stunts, of this, of that, the other thing. So why do I have to stop there? I feel pretty good. I'm 53. I can still do everything I did in my 40s and 30s or whatever. So I create a YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe to it, you can. There's no video on it just yet, but just in case I do upload soon. It's Iron Will Life After 50. Make every day your heyday. So
Live now.
exactly. There's so many things you can do. The thing about it is, you know, you don't have to be some kind of triathlete or whatever to get out there and have a great time. You could be handicapped, not be able to leave your room, but there's still things you can do. There's still things you can create. There's still things that you can be a part of. You know, I watch videos with guys with like no arms and legs doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you know, there's no excuse to just not do anything, to just give up on life. And you know, 50 something, I don't feel any different. I feel good. So why not, you know, make every day my heyday?
Well, let's say this is an outlet for me, as well as trying to make it profitable eventually. And even if I don't, at least I'm doing something. And I encourage anybody that's listening or watching this, and those things that you've been putting off in this world, why don't you start working on it?
As long as you're breathing and you're above ground, give it a shot.
And every great journey starts with that first step. Stop living waiting for tomorrow to happen. Start making today happen.
Exactly. And the thing is, anything worth doing is worth working for. And it's not always easy. There's bumps and stuff along the way, but that's a part, you know, that's just a part of life. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you get stronger. You know, if nothing ever happened to you, then, I mean, where would your strength come from? I mean, where would your learning come from if nothing ever happened to you whatsoever in your life? So you go through some stuff, you know, like you said, jump into something, you know, get it going, get her done.
Get her done. Got her did.
I mean, I never thought I'd write a book. I mean, I hate writing. It's just the sitting down and typing, you know, forever. That's, to me, that's, it's terrible. It's terrible, you know. I want things like right now, I like watching video. I like that kind of stuff. But, you know, I had some knowledge that I felt like was good, was useful, that would help others. And a lot of people I know have that sort of thing. And I went ahead and did it. And the thing about it is, these days you have Amazon, which, you know, they have the Kindle Direct Publishing. You can take what you write, upload it, make it for sale. There you go. You're writing a book. You're an author. Congratulations. Exactly. You're a legend.
I'm a radio host.
That's right. That's exactly it. You know, you get this stuff set up, you know, do a little research, get it set up, figure out what you want to talk about, do it.
And, you know, I made my mistakes and I still make mistakes. I'm still learning new things. And that's another thing is people need to remember, don't stop learning. This world changes. You know, you remember the old hand-drawn cartoons from when we were a kid, and now everything's done on a computer, and that's changing and evolving all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I just need to learn how to edit.
Oh yeah. I had to teach myself basically. I taught myself a lot of different things. Graphic design. When it comes to any type of book project or film, this, that, or the other thing, I do all my own graphics. So the posters, the thumbnails, this, that, promotional type stuff.
Oh, nice.
I do it all myself. I use Photoshop for that. And then when it comes to editing video, which takes forever, I use a Final Cut Pro 10 and just, you know, bang it out. It takes hours. Like the last video that I put up on YouTube probably took me about 9-10 hours to edit, you know, for a YouTube video. So yeah, it takes a while. And, you know, you have to do it during your off time and this, that, and the other thing, but you just got to get it done. But the less going out, running around, and all this other crap that you do, you can actually get some projects done. I know people like to socialize and different things, and that's fine or whatever. But man, there's so many things productive that they can get done because you go out and party and things like that all the time. 10 years later, you're kind of scratching your head and stuff and thinking like, I haven't done nothing. I don't feel accomplished. Oh man, get some projects done. You can party, here and there, but just if that's your life, that's tough. Because you'll literally waste years and years. This is coming from a guy who liked to party a little bit. So.
I spent the first part of my life, that's all I seem to want to do. I live for that beer or that whiskey on the weekends, or even for a while I got to be after work. And why? I just wasted my money for what? To make myself feel miserable the next day.
Yeah, that's the thing, especially if you party on say Friday night, you put in a hard week's work, you go out party on a Friday night, you get a little carried away. Next thing you know, you're getting home at 3, 4 in the morning. You're not worth a shit on Saturday because you feel bad. And then Sunday, you're tired. So you literally done nothing all weekend really, except for, recover, which, there's other ways to recover than feeling bad the whole time.
And then back to the grind of work and all that stuff during the week, just to go and start that cycle over and over and over again. Man, there's too much in life to do.
Yes, there is. Even when I was like partying and stuff, when I mean partying, I would go out. Oh, and this isn't long ago, man. This is about 3 years ago, because I remember a picture that I took on my 50th birthday. So, I was going out about 3 to 4 nights a week, and I had a full-time job, man. I was a supervisor, so I had a full-time job going out. Plus, I was working out, making videos, still, acting and whatnot. So, what really kind of took a hit was my sleep time. And whether you know it or not, you gotta sleep. You gotta sleep. It's huge. Without sleep, man, your body, it's not going to be what it needs to be.
Yeah, you ain't never lied there. I've been fighting that battle for years, trying to get sleep, and I'm finding meditating before I go to bed seems to be helping a lot. I still take melatonin and some other stuff to help me sleep, but even those medicines aren't helping all the time. So
I take some different things before I go to sleep. Normally I'll take 2 magnesium. Magnesium is really good because once you start taking it for a while, especially before you go to bed, maybe an hour, half an hour before you go, it allows you to sleep until you wake up in the morning or whatever. Normally, I'd get up, a few times at night, roll around and whatnot. But with the magnesium before I go to bed, all night long. And I take arginine as well. Arginine is good. It kind of boosts up your nitrous oxide in your body and stuff. Gives you some endurance and stuff. Makes you feel great. And so I'm a big taker of vitamins and whatnot. And then I talked to you earlier about the black seed cumin oil. I hate to say it on air because some of these people might go out and buy it all.
Why not?
Black seed cumin oil is good for a lot of different things. It kills MRSA, like staph infection type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for diabetes, heart disease. It's great for allergies. It crushes the flu or a cold. Crushes it. 4 hours, done. Okay. Like straight up. Yeah, because my mom, it's funny, before I left New York, she was coming down with like the flu or whatever, and she looked like death. And she's older, she's an elderly person. And I was like, Mom, you gotta take some black seed cumin oil. And normally, she'd just blow me off, but she felt so bad, she listened this time. This time she's gonna listen. But I went and got some at GNC, came back, and I told her, you take 1 teaspoon, and you want to chase it down with some raw honey because it tastes like shit. So 1 teaspoon every 30 minutes for 4 hours with the raw honey. done. Next day I called her up, and this is like, I think it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. I got it to her, and I called her the next afternoon. I said, Mom, how you feeling? She goes, I feel great. And she looked like death, dude, before she started taking it, just the day before. And she's been taking it every day ever since, and that's been a few months. So, and it helps with arthritis. So any inflammation in your body, inflammation's huge, you know. So if you get rid of that, feeling good. It's really good stuff.
Well, you ain't never lied. Do you ever drink kava tea?
No,
Dude,
I haven't tried that.
My anxiety, if I'm ever having a little bit of a panic attack, 1 cup of hot kava tea, and it's like
matter of fact, there's a company that I used to get like pills from. It was kava. You know, that had that stuff or whatever in it or whatever. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was for like stress and anxiety and different things like that.
Well, definitely recommend it.
One thing that helped me over the years with that sort of thing, because without sleep, you will get anxiety and stuff like, you know, a lot of people experience that. One thing that helped me is I started observing the Sabbath every week. So like Friday night to Saturday night, sunset to sunset. I just started taking at least one day every week, shut down, relax, like really relax, not running around, just relax, chill. And that helped me a lot, because before, you know, going out 3-4 times a week and doing all these other things, you know, we're talking like 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours. That ain't cutting it, you know, ain't cutting it. But I started doing that, and so that helped out a lot. And then, you know, I started doing better on getting my sleep, and I've been pretty good. Only thing that kind of sets me off now is I don't do heights ever. That's my quirk, man. You know, so
yeah,
that's one of them.
I still kind of have my nervousness when it comes to heights, but
yeah,
I just tackled it head on, and finally got myself mentally prepared for when I do. So it doesn't affect me like it used to. But God, that fear of heights.
Isn't it wild?
Hey, I'll tell you how bad it was. When I was a little kid, I don't want to say 4 or 5 years old, whatever it was, and I still distinctively remember this, but my mom took me to the movies, but the movie was on in the upstairs, and I didn't care what was playing. I don't care if he was buying me popcorn and Junior Mints and all that stuff. I was not going up them steps to save my life.
I hear you.
Excuse me.
I hear you.
Touch of the corona.
I'm ready.
Okay, man.
We're good.
Dude, you say you do so many things. What seems to be the most rewarding thing for you?
To create, work on a project, and see it to completion. So when I was able to work on films, regardless of whatever capacity, you know, I did all kinds of things, a lot of independent features, but anything I did to completion and I got to see the end result gave me a lot of satisfaction. When I work on my YouTube channel, once I complete it, you know, get the video up there and can watch it, then it's like, all right, I feel good. I know sometimes, and it's kind of a weird dynamic. There's friends that I have and whatnot. They're very creative people. Just talking about a project but not finishing it or not getting it done gives them some sort of satisfaction, which drives me nuts, because I've got to get it done. If we talk about something, I'm doing it. We're going to start like right now. We're going to get things done.
Right.
So yeah. So for me, it's actually completing something, seeing the finished result, you know, the end result, and saying, wow, that's cool, man. You know, there's nothing I like more than just watching footage. You know, I've watched my own videos on YouTube over and over and over. And I've got some radio episodes that I uploaded on there as well, with some interviews and different things. They're all audio interviews and whatnot, but man, just seeing that stuff or listening to it, you know, I was like, man, this is great. I did it. You know, writing that book, I did it. I had the book in my hand. I was like, man, this is great. So completing projects is my is my thing. I really like that. I get a lot of satisfaction out of it.
And if you're like me, whether it's a success or not, just knowing that you went and you did it, that was satisfaction in itself.
Yeah, it's great. It is knowing that you did it. Now you're a legend.
I am legend.
Exactly.
I am stuck at home with 20-something-year-olds.
I'm in a bunker.
Leave the door open. I might sneak down there and stay at your place.
I know, right? It's crazy. We got this bunker here. It almost looks like a garage. It almost looks like. But yeah, it's a great place to work on the computer and whatnot. Yeah, but I'm getting ready to move into a new place here. Basically, what happened is I went up to New York. I was there for over a year. So coming back to Austin, I had to start from scratch, folks. 53 years old. Look, I'm looking at my watch, like it tells me my age. But no, at 3 years old, I basically had to start over again. So when people are whining and crying about their age and what they can or what they can't do, man, starting over. And you know what? It's working out well. Right? I love new beginnings. I used to move around a ton as a kid. We used to move all the time. And every time I moved to another place, I went to a new school, new friends, this, that, and the other thing. It was like an adventure every time. It was starting off fresh. So it ain't nothing to me. I mean,
you still have a support system around here. So, if you need someone, all you got to do is, holler. Don't ask me to help you move. That ain't going to
happen. Fortunately, we don't have much to move. It's pretty easy. I specialize in manual labor, so it's not too bad. I'm good at moving things around and whatnot. It's funny. I actually take some of those opportunities when I'm doing anything manual. Like when I was up in New York, I was working with my brother a bit, and we're seal coating driveways and different things. He took that business over from my dad years ago. And I was like, I want to work with my brother. So went and did that. And, it's physical stuff because you're out there and the sun's beating down on you. You're on a flat top driveway. It's hotter than hell. You're moving stuff around, picking that stuff up. You got to hustle because it's drying quick. I love that stuff, And it's funny. We had some of my nephews and nieces around, and they're in their 20s and whatnot, and they're dying. And I just look at them, just laughing at them. And I tell them I could do this stuff all day long, all day, every day. Even did some masonry work with my buddy Vince.
Show them guns, man. Show them guns.
Yeah. So I did some masonry work with my buddy Vince too for a couple of weeks, and that was a lot of hard work. Running the jackhammer, throwing blocks around and things like that. But I use that as a learning experience, a workout. You can think of it a lot of different ways. A lot of it's your mindset. How do you perceive stuff? How do you take things in? Because you can look at a situation. One person can look at a situation, say, "Oh man, it's awesome. This is great." Another person look at it like, "Oh, this sucks." It's how you perceive things. How do you react to stuff? What's your attitude towards different situations? You got to be positive. If you're not positive, you're negative. You just get lost.
Sometimes you get into that mode and you just feel sorry for yourself, and the world's coming to an end. Blah 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 blah. You know what? I've lived that too much in my life, and it's like, I've been dealt kind of a bad hand, but that doesn't mean I had to stop. I just had to focus on doing something else. I can't do the physical labor that I used to, but I'm trying to dust off all the cobwebs up there and see if I can get that thing working again.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, as long as you're still breathing and you're above ground, options are limitless.
Oh, my kids are ready to pull the plug, and I'm not even on the machine yet. So
I know, right? Yeah, it's funny. Kids are funny. I've got 2 older daughters and some young boys. They're twins. And it's the dynamic there. The older kids, they're off doing stuff with their friends. They're running here and there, whatever. The younger ones, I see them all the time. And they like to hang out. I love it when kids are younger. They like to hang out, spend time with you. As they get older, they just do whatever.
I'm done with you.
One cool thing about being in upstate New York for a while was that's where all my family and friends are from. That's where everybody's from. And so I'm up there with my mom, my dad, stepbrothers, stepsisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, everything. And the crazy thing is, being in a small place like I'm from Fulton, New York, which is a very small place next to Oswego, which is by Lake Ontario and all that stuff, and near Canada. Um, it's a very, very small town, and like every weekend you have birthday parties, things to go to with relatives. Relatives are coming over to eat. They're hanging out. We're having card night. We're going golfing. It was cool, man. That was cool stuff. It's spending time together. And one thing that was kind of neat, I always step back and look at things, just kind of look at situations and people and stuff. And to see like my younger nieces and nephews and everything coming in, as like young adults, in their 20s and everything, and watching them grow. And now they're like able to do things, they can fix a car, they can do different things. It's like, wow, I remember when they're younger, they can do anything. They're just a goofy kid, but man, it's wild to watch. They actually know some stuff now. It's crazy.
That can be dangerous.
I know, right? Yeah, they got some skills now, and they're making decisions like a big person.
Oh, they got the big kid pants on now.
Yeah. It was pretty neat, And then there's issues too. I mean, when you spend more time with your family, and you find out things that are going on, some good, some bad. One of my nephews battling addiction, and yeah, that was pretty tough, man. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an odd story in a way, but I get a call from my sister, and my brother was conferencing too, and he was on there too, and basically my nephew, he was in jail. He was high, he was. I can't remember what the hell he was. I think he was taking Molly or something like that. But he'd been trying to kick it for quite a while, but had a fight with his girlfriend, went and got high again, and he'd been up for about 3 or 4 days. He was up for days, and they arrested him and whatnot. And she asked me if I'd go pick him up, and it was like about 11:30 at night. And the next day, I had a video audition. I was going to be doing an audition. It was actually a voiceover thing. Good paying thing. Like paid, if you got the gig, it was about $1,000 a day, and I think it ran for a few weeks.
Nice.
And that's a lot of money to me, man. So, but I went and picked him up, and see, before that, I never really spent like any time with this kid, and he's high, he's not in his right mind, and he ain't no little kid. This dude, he's like about 6'1" or so, and he probably weighs a good 235, and he ain't fat. He's a big kid. And so I get him in the truck, and mind you, he walks out of the police station in his bare feet, a blizzard outside. It's like 20 degrees out. He walks through the park with bare feet. Didn't even faze him, Jeez. And he's like twitching and all kinds of stuff, not making any sense. And so, yeah, I could take care of myself and everything, but you got to watch. I had to watch what the hell was going on here. I don't know he's going to try to eat my face off. What is he going to do? Because he's gone. But it was a trip, because I drove him around for 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then his mom said that what happens is he'll get sleepy. And then when he sleeps, he'll sleep for a couple of days straight. He's out. So I drove him around for about 4 hours, and here he is reeling. He's like getting these different panic attacks, and like his body's not going through rigor mortis, but he's having these different things where his legs and stuff is cramping up, and he's like, like, holy crap. And here I'm driving around in a blizzard at night, But I ended up taking him back to my dad's house. Well, I was staying there for that time because I was helping my dad. And man, it was tough. He finally went to sleep, and he slept for a couple of days. He woke up maybe once during that time. And And the funny thing is, once he woke up, he was coherent again, and he was nice, calm kid, So he went through some like outpatient type stuff and like therapy or whatever the hell it was. And what we decided to do is keep him very busy all summer long.
Oh yeah.
And so he was stealing driveways and different things with us and doing some work with my brother and whatnot. But we kept him busy all summer long. And the thing about it is, he's a great kid. He's a smart kid. He knows shit. Like if you say, hey, Drew, man, go hook up that trailer and do this, that, and the other thing. All right. And he'll do it. Hey, could you fix that? Okay. Could you go do that landscape over it? Yeah. He can do all that stuff. He's super talented. And so it is actually a pleasure working with him all summer because he's not a slacker either. When he's out there working, he's very meticulous. He's proficient. Pleasure. And now he's doing great. I never made that audition the next day, but you know what? I don't give a fuck.
That was worth it.
Fuck it.
That was worth it.
Yeah. My nephew's definitely worth it. Any day, every day.
So
yeah.
It's there been that one thing it seemed like was a big hurdle in your life that was hard to get over personally?
A lot of things. Hey, we got stuff come up all the time, whether it be a financial or physical or anything. As a child, I had rheumatoid arthritis. That's like, as a baby, they didn't think I was going to walk right or whatever after that. I did. I walked just fine. I can run. I actually ran a marathon in, I think it was 92 or 93, the Austin Motorola Marathon. So running wasn't a problem. But I come across hurdles all the time. These days, it could be a financial hurdle. It happens, but you got to keep grinding. That's the thing. You can't give up. Because if you give up, you're done, right? It's over.
Exactly.
You're not gonna overcome anything if you don't make an attempt to do so. So a lot of it is just persevering and keeping your head up, because like I said, whether it be a health issue, 'cause I had issues with panic attacks and stuff. I could be over there, back there in the fetal position or whatever, or I could be doing this. The thing is too, if you have an issue, try to, in the attempt to overcome it, learn about different things. I learned about the Sabbath where I could, take the day off. Before that, I'm up all night, every day, like a wild man. But when I did that, I was able to overcome the problem. So I don't have much problem with that. Heights, I deal with. I actually, will go up on some things every now and then. Not too high. I don't get a little crazy. I'm still not good with overpasses, bridges, mountains, or tall buildings, but flying. But I do what I can do. There's other ways that I can accomplish what I need to. Let me see what else. I'm trying to think of. But there's always just little things. But your mindset has a big thing to do with how you react to different situations. If you get negative, you can't stay there. You gotta eventually snap, like they say in the military. I was in the military for 13 years. Snatch up on your shit and drive on, soldier. You got to do it. You just got to do it. If you don't, then you won't.
So was that something that was just kind of like ingrained in you, or did something snap one day and you said, you know what, I'm going to keep pushing on?
Well, most of my life, I've been like pretty positive. I've always been a cup half full sort of guy. But obviously there's times where you're going to be a little bit negative. When I came back here, I can actually use all this stuff, lately as like kind of a motivation sort of thing, or a testimony of overcoming. When I came back, I didn't have nothing. I had, let's see, $500, $600 maybe. That's funny because I spoke to my buddy back home. He's, oh man, you just go get an apartment, this, that, and the other thing. I said, so what fucking planet are you from? Not everybody has, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 grand laying around. I mean, most folks live paycheck to paycheck, hand them out, whatever, for one reason or another. Because I mean, obviously money's important. You got to buy stuff, whatever. But yeah, it's never been the deciding factor on things that I do in my life. So coming back, like I only had a few $100, and fortunately, I've got friends. That's one thing. It's good to have friends. It's good to have friends. You don't want to be always be an army of one. It's good to have some people that can help you out from time to time. So a friend let me stay with them for a little bit, and it's like I'm doing now, and that was huge. Because without that, I'll tell you what, this is probably like the lowest time I've been in a long time. About 3 or 4 weeks after being here, I hadn't scored like a job yet, because I'm just coming back. It's like, hey, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
But so I didn't have a job yet. I'd been applying and whatnot, and I got something set up. But we start a job, you're not going to get paid until a week or 2 weeks later. So the money's running down. I could only stay at this one place for so long. I literally thought to myself, I'm going to have to go sleep in the fucking woods, just like these homeless people, like straight up. And I was serious. I was like, I started thinking like, all right, how am I going to do this? How's this going to work? I started planning it out. Like, I'm going to be in the fucking woods, just like the homeless people around Austin. I'm not even kidding. And that will get you depressed quick, because you're like, I can't do it. I don't have a car. I don't have a job. I don't have nothing. I'm going in the woods, survival time, and I was bummed out. I was like this low, and then I got into this place here, and a friend said, yeah, you could stay here, give me a little bit of money and stuff. I was like, all right, because I just landed a job. I scored a job.
Sweet.
And yeah, I went, because I started applying like right away, and I got online, started figuring it out. And the thing about it is, I just got here. I had no transportation, right, except for public transportation. So I can't get a job in North Austin when I live in South Austin. For anybody that doesn't know this, that's like 20 miles away, 30 miles away. And you're not going to get across town in any good time frame if you don't have a ride. Even if you do, it's going to take you forever. So I have to get a job in South Austin. I did that, and then from there, when I got the job, my morale started going up. But it's because I persevering. I kept plugging away. I could have been out in the woods with the rest of the homeless, but I didn't do it. I didn't stay down here. Kept going, and so I scored the job. I scored this place to stay for a little bit, and now, I kept pushing, and now I'm moving into a new place, like my own place, my very own place here, the beginning of April. And next, I get a vehicle. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm back on top. So, and I got a good job too. So that was sweet. And then I'm working on my YouTube channel. I've got a couple other sources of income, small things that come in, because you can't make you can make a ton of money off different things, but in the beginning, especially with YouTube channels and stuff like that, you're not even monetized in the beginning. You have to have 1,000 subscribers at a minimum, and have 4,000 hours of watch time from your viewers within a 12-month span. So you have to build it up.
Oh yeah.
But once again, if you don't do it, it ain't gonna happen. So that's that. I guess that's kind of my motivational, story for now. My testimony. Because right now I'm literally going, that's really trying time, trying to figure out how I'm going to get here, how I'm going to get there, how am I going to do this, how I'm going to do that, starting with nothing. But, we're doing good now. Got a job, got a place, we're going to get a vehicle. I'll be like a regular person again, so to speak.
Oh no, being regular is boring.
I'll have some of the regular things that people have. But it hasn't been that bad. Walking around and stuff like that, good cardio, hiking and stuff. But
look, the good thing is you've kept your eye on the prize the whole time and not let these things get you down. Okay, something's a setback, but everything worth obtaining is worth fighting for.
Yeah.
So too many
Now,
people give up.
yeah, and the thing is, if I didn't do all this stuff recently, I've done things before, but if I hadn't done all these things recently, like had to, find a job, having nothing, not having really a good place, stable place to stay, all this kind of stuff, going through all that, then I wouldn't know how to go through it. That's a thing. You learn from these challenges and these trying times, and it helps you grow. And so at any point in time, if I do have some problems, this, that, or the other thing, now I know how to get through it. I have a game plan. It's like, okay, this happened before, no big deal. I know how to get through it. And that's a huge thing to have that knowledge in your head, and it gives you strength. Because like if you never go through anything, everything's a big scary place.
Well, if you don't, you're not ever going to grow or, get that to that next level in your life. Things are handed to you, then it doesn't matter,
Yeah. And the thing too is a lot of us are, a little prideful too. We don't want to admit anything that we're going through. I mean, just admit that I just went through this. That's pretty much the first time I've done it. Like in a social media thing or, any kind of interview or even on Facebook. I mean, you could look at my Facebook and you never know what I'm doing. But, I have to think to myself, by not telling anybody, will that help anybody that's going through a problem?
You may just be that beacon for somebody out there that's willing to give up.
Exactly.
That's why I encourage people to come on and, just tell your story. And, you don't have to be, the best actor in Hollywood to be a success. You don't have to be Mark Cuban and be a success. Just not giving up and then being an influence on other people. That seems to me the biggest success in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good because it's going to give me a good testimony and whatnot. Like already, like I said, I got a good place I'm moving into. I got a nice job, and I'll have a nice vehicle here pretty soon. And the cool thing about it is, I've got my plan, and it's actually, instead of derailing me, it's actually helped because I want to get that small place out in the country. And, I'm a veteran, so I'm going to have my VA loan. I'll be able to use that for the land and some materials or whatever. And I'm actually going to be able to do these things because the job that I took is at a home renovation center.
Okay.
So I'm actually learning all the tools, all the different processes I'm building and those sort of things, which will help me in my little homestead thing that I'm going to work on. So it's all part of the plan.
It's going to happen. I already know it's going to happen.
Because I could have took other jobs. It's not like I just had like one job that I could do and that was it. I had a choice of different jobs and whatnot. And I'm like, no, this one's going to fit in with my plan real well. If I can score a job here, I can learn, some of those skills that it's going to take for when I'm building some small houses and stuff.
Tiny homes.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of the way to go. Grow your food, live in a place that you built, do some work around your area. If you want to have some animals, that's fine too. I'm not big at taking care of animals too much because I'm always, I like to do things. It's hard for me to be tied down. It's like, oh, I got to go feed the animal at this time. I might be out doing something, taking care of some business. So it's hard there. But as far as growing some food and different things, I can do that.
Hey,
it'll be a lot of fun.
As long as there's a Whataburger open, I got it made.
Right. And I like to get out in the sun too. I like to be outside, outdoors. I'd go on a lot of hikes. That's my thing. I don't do a lot of running anymore, but I could if I wanted, but I really like hiking instead, going out to the woods and even going around nice neighborhoods. It just makes you feel good. It really does. Getting that, that sun beating down on you, it's awesome. It keep you in shape. So I love hiking.
My favorite spot was going to the dinosaur tracks out there on San Gabriel.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. It's awesome because you feel like you're kind of disconnected from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Your cell phone doesn't want to work while you're out there. and then you got the beautiful water. And yes, you can swim in the water here in Austin. Hallelujah,
It's
hallelujah.
awesome, isn't it? Yeah, it's great getting outdoors. You know, the fresh air. It's beautiful. And when I was up in New York, that's the thing. You know, we're in the country, so we got those nice breezes, and it's like the trees filter the air, and it's oh man, it's
Oh,
just gorgeous.
well, you have
Gorgeous.
to get back to nature to get that balance back in your life.
Yeah. It's weird because like big buildings and concrete, it makes me feel like on edge. I don't
Yeah.
feel right. I'm not good with concrete jungles.
You know, if I go and I visit and I'm there for a couple of hours, I'm okay. But then after a while, it's like, I'm ready to get back to where the trees are at.
Yeah, I do. And when I was up in New York, there was a lot of hiking trails up there. It was gorgeous, especially in the county that I was in. I'd go to the Great Bear trails and stuff, and those were beautiful. They take you down by the Oswego River. Oswego River goes down through uh, the area I live in. It goes out to Lake Ontario. It's cool. There's so many bodies of water out there in central New York. It's just gorgeous. And playing golf, oh man. One thing I like about golf is the beauty of the landscape. It's amazing. You know, you're out there, everything's manicured and gorgeous. It's like, oh man, this is heaven.
Man.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you're a dad. How bad are the dad jokes getting?
Dad jokes. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any dad jokes.
Come on now. You got to have dad jokes.
I don't, because you see, I think of myself as a young man, so I don't, even though I am a dad, my kids, are older. I don't know. I don't have any dad jokes. I'm like a young guy.
Well, see, I'm a grandpa, so.
See that? I'm older than you, and you're the grandpa.
Exactly. Well, when you got little ones around, you have to learn all the clean jokes, and they always end up being some stupid dad joke. But hey, they're funny. So if you need a list, you just call me, and I'll be glad to share them with you.
Well, this is kind of funny in a way. The boys, they like playing video games all the time because that's what kids seem to want to do all the time now. It's tough. It's tough to pry them off it. And every now and then, they'll play on there, and they'll come up against a hacker, the dreaded hacker.
Oh Lordy.
And so, my little guy, I call them, they're 12 now, but Ryan. So it's Ryan and Pierce. So Ryan comes up to me, he goes, "Dad, can I tell you something? And you're not going to get mad?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead. Tell me." He goes, "There's a fucking hacker on here, and he's pissing me off." Like, okay, Ryan. Yeah, just do your best. Try to kick his ass if you can. Just go for it. Because, yeah. But these kids, that's what they, Pierce will do the same thing. He's having a problem with something. "Dad, can I tell you something? You're not going to get mad." "This guy's an asshole." But when they speak, or if you cuss around them, they'll say something, right? "Dad, that's not good language," and they won't cuss. But they get involved with video games or something like that. They'll come up and ask you basically if it's okay for them to express themselves.
I wish mine did that. They just fly off with the F this and F that. And they're like, stop it.
Isn't it crazy? You fucking kids are swearing too fucking much.
And I've been trying my best for the last couple of years to curb how much I cuss. Because like I say, the grandkids, I don't want them picking on it. If they're going to get it, they're going to get it from their daddy or their mama. They ain't getting it from me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Especially when the little ones are little. Yeah, you got it. It's almost like you want to use the same language if a friend brought their little kid over and stuff. How would your language be around them? It's like, man, it's so hard because for lack of a better word, I mean, that's when I'm passionate about something, I'm going to cuss, But, in certain situations, I've got to be mindful about what I say because I can pretty much say a lot of off color things, just to get my point across.
Well,
And sometimes I'll do it purposely, just to see if I
just to
offend
stir the
somebody.
pot.
Well, yeah, well, it's funny because I talk to a lot of different people and whatnot from a lot of different places, and sometimes I will say something just to see what the reaction is, just to figure out a person. I'm kind of funny in the sense that I won't directly ask people a lot of questions. Like, I won't like put them through like an interrogation. But what I'll do is I'll say certain things and see how they react to it, and then I figure them out. It's a kind of even with dating, that's what I've done in the past too. And the girls are like, "How come you don't ask me questions? Aren't you interested in me?" I said, "No, I just need to listen to you talk. You just talk for a while. I'll figure you out."
Oh, my wife says, "Well, did this happen or did this happen to them?" Blah blah blah, and all this, and I'm like, "I don't know." And she goes, "Why not?" Because I don't like to ask questions. If they want me to know, they'll tell me.
Right.
And now I'm doing podcasting. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Right. But it works out because with like right now, we're just talking back and forth, and then people are able to take what we're saying and, oh, okay, I know that about him now. Like, because, during the course of a normal conversation, man, a lot of things come out, if both people are being honest and want to reveal a little bit of things, stuff about themselves.
Well, that's the whole thing about this show is, let's hear about you yourself. Most of the time, like when I was doing the paranormal thing, I spent all my time just talking about paranormal stuff. What did this happen to you? And what did that happen to you on the show? There's more dimensions to people than just whatever TV show they were on or whatever.
Yeah.
We need to take the time to learn to know each other.
Yeah. There's a lot of folks that are out there that are legends, man. And a lot of people that are legend don't realize they're a legend. Everybody's gone through different trials and tribulations in life. A lot of people have done a lot of cool things, and it's the definitions that we attach to some of these things that make people think, well, that's awesome or it's not awesome. But man, you could be a truck driver, crushing it every week, getting things done, making getting your loads to where they need to be. You could be a legend, man. You could be a farmer, planting your field. You could. I mean, legendary stuff. You can work at the damn HEB. Just crushing it. Getting that produce ready for people, making your area look good. You could be a legend in that department. You know what I mean? There's a million ways to be a legend, and if you try hard, you're always trying to be excellent at everything you do. You're not always going to attain that, but if you work at it and you're always trying, you're always putting in the effort, trying to do great things, then man, be a legend no matter what your occupation is or whatever.
I heard my wife telling the kids, they talked about being strippers, and my wife says, well, if you're going to be a stripper, you better be the best damn stripper there ever was.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not going to that club. I'm sorry. I don't want to see
right.
my kids taking clothes off. But, I
And,
get the gist of it.
Whatever you do it to your best of your abilities.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Don't half-ass things. Don't half-ass your job. Don't half-ass any project you're a part of, because you could be a legend for that as well, and that's not a good thing. I've worked with a lot of different people, and it is a challenge, and you do find out a lot about people's work ethics and how they view different things. Actually, one kind of thing that I've got a chance to do recently, I worked with a kid, and I think he's on the autism spectrum.
Really?
And the funny, I wouldn't say it's funny, but there's people that I work with that get on this dude's case a lot of time. Here's a kid. They don't like him. He's arrogant with customers. He focuses on the wrong things. He says inappropriate. He's a difficult individual. But if you just stay at a basic understanding about him, that's what you'll think. That he's like, shit, I wish he would get the F out of my area. But if you try to learn him, see, because I watched a video a while back on this guy who has autism,
mm-hmm.
and he was the same way. he seemed arrogant to people. He was hard to deal with. He had all these different things, but it's because he was on the spectrum. So these folks at work don't know this. So now I got to actually clue them into, hey man, don't give him a little bit of a break. You don't have to, like go easy on as far as his work. Make sure he does a good job, but you don't want to be mean to him. You know what I mean? You don't want to say shit behind his back. You don't want to go to other people and say, hey, he's coming to your department. You don't want, this is how you need to handle him. You can't do that kind of stuff because he does, have, he's a little bit different. So you take that in consideration and then you try to look for his strengths. What is he good? He's good at he'll know your schedule. If you tell him your schedule a month out in advance, he'll know it every day. Oh, you got a break coming up in 10 minutes. Well,
my wife's cousin works at Home Depot there in Marble Falls, and he's always giving us his schedule and everything, but he remembers a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
He forgets he asked me the same question 5 minutes ago. But I mean, for like the schedule, okay, I'm working this day. You want me to send you the schedule? But but he is a hard worker, and everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. It's like walking around with a rock star when I go to visit.
Sure. Yeah, and like with this kid, I think when I go to the individual people that are saying bad stuff about him and kind of treating him a little bad. Hopefully, when I kind of explain it to them, those folks, they'll understand a little bit and maybe cut them a little bit of a little bit of slack and deal with them differently. Work with his strengths and stuff, and then anything that he has a hard time with customers, how he talks to them, just kind of give him some suggestions and things instead of just saying, he's a little shit bag. You don't want to work with him. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's one thing too. When it comes to anything in life, like my grandfather said, use your head for something other than a hat rack.
Exactly, and people start using that heart because you don't know what the next person's going through in their life.
Correct. That's exactly it.
Believe it or not, our hour has come and gone. My producer, in other words, Michelle, she said, That's it.
She's not holding a broom or nothing. She's gonna whack you with something.
No, but I saw a good meme the other day where all the people were trying to stand up the brooms, and the Kathy Bates when she was on The Waterboy.
Yeah.
That little meme is like, y'all started off with that making the broom stand up, and now y'all done brought the evil in here. it's the devil.
That's funny.
It's funnier when you read it. It's not so funny when I explain it. What can I say? But everybody that tuned in and you got to see my hair flying all over the place. And come back and enjoy some of the other shows that we have. And we will always have some great guests on here. And we thank you, Mr. Scoville, for being on the show.
It was my pleasure. And don't forget, go to the Paranormal Mayhem Zone YouTube channel. Subscribe, comment, like, share those videos. If you're into the paranormal, if you're a paranormal enthusiast, whatever, check those videos out. And I can use your help. If you have any comments, suggestions, or whatever, or if you want to see something in particular, give me a shout. And of course, get my book, Are You Serious? The Epic Beginner's Guide to Becoming an Actor. That's really cool too. If you want some outside the box suggestions on how to get involved in the entertainment industry. Fun stuff.
We'll definitely do that. And also, before we get off the air, I would like to tell you that anytime you have any kind of content, or if you just want to share the links on our social media, we're so happy to do so.
Awesome.
And so I'm going to subscribe.
Yes. The more the merrier.
I may be the only one on there, but I'm going to subscribe.
I love it.
All right, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network and on Instagram at The Vibes Broadcast.